Right, so as you heard last week, myself and Sam did our World Dream 11 thing. So as our third co-host, we thought it was only right that you get to do yours as well. And then if you can finally compare all three and decide which ones as the listeners you would prefer.
I'll spoil it now. It's still mine.
I disagree. I completely disagree. I think it's mine. But James, over to you.
Right, okay. I'm going to quickly go through your guys' squads that you picked. Because I think when I was listening to it last week, there's a few players that each of you are going to go, how did we not think of him?
There was one that I was like, oh my god, no one picked him.
But I'm just thinking about it now off the top of my head. And I know I haven't got the greatest memory, but I'm thinking there's no one I wouldn't have.
You say that now, we'll get to it.
No one picked De Bruyne.
Moving on. So Fletch, your 11 was Alisson, Sandro, Varane, Ramos, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Pogba, Kroos, Dybala playing in that 10 role.
Yep.
Neymar off the left, Mbappe off the right, and Griezmann up top.
Yeah.
Which is a very good team, very forward thinking. Perhaps not so defensively solid, but
who needs to
we don't need
goals?
Exactly. Sam, you went for De Gea, Azpilicueta, Chiellini, Van Dijk, Kimmich, Kante playing just in front, Modric, Silva, Ronaldo, Messi, and Lewa. And that front three is dirty, Sam.
Yeah,
that
incredible.
is
Absolutely incredible.
mental.
I think I prefer your front three to mine.
I think I prefer my team.
It's big names in there. But I was thinking about this yesterday, and there's a fair few players that I just thought, how you guys haven't picked them, I don't know. So, I came prepared. In goal, between a couple of people really, it was between Ederson and Oblak, and I went for Ederson, because I think Oblak is a very good goalkeeper, but his clean sheet stats, as we saw earlier in the week, helped by Atletico having such a good defence.
They are
and
the
being
Spanish
set up so well.
Exactly.
And if anything, I think Oblak is on the same levels as Tom Heaton in his prime at Burnley as well. But I just think Ederson offers something else going forward as well as goalkeeping. I think he's a fantastic goalkeeper, but I think many people have said it before, he plays with the ball like his midfielder. And I hate the saying so much, but he does play that quarterback role where he can kind of spray the ball across the field. So I went for Ederson in net. And then left back, Andrew Robertson. Andrew Robertson is a world-class left back. I'd say probably the best in the game at the moment.
Yep.
And I went for Andrew Robertson. I think he's fantastic down Liverpool's left. As a Man United fan, it hurts me to say how good he is, because he just is. He's something else completely. He's an amazing player. How neither have you got him? Don't know.
I considered him. I just thought he's only done it for like a year and a half, 2 years. Like,
he's Scottish. It adds to it.
Is he at like the levels of like Marcelo or Azpilicueta or
I don't know. I think
like in terms of doing it for so long.
Consistency, longevity, everything Dave Azpilicueta has.
He was at Hull before he joined Liverpool, so it's like
he was.
The standard.
Hull is also a mighty club, and I think Robbo offers.
Shout out the Tigers.
Robbo offers a lot more than Azpi going forward, I'd say.
Yes, I'd agree. Yeah.
And defensively, Azpi may be more solid, but I don't know. We're in the age of flying wing backs, aren't we?
Yeah,
We've got to have a bit of Andrew Robertson in there. Centre backs. This was tough. I looked around, and I hate to say it, there's not many good centre backs around right now.
I think we took the best ones.
You took the best ones. You did, 100%. So I went for Skriniar of Inter Milan.
Fair.
And Laporte, but only when he's fit and not missing a knee. Skriniar is just an all-round solid centre-back. I remember summers ago when everyone was trying to sign him for 70-odd million. Sam's looking at me with a bit of confusion.
So, you're going on about names that we've missed. No one's took Koulibaly.
I was going to say the same thing.
No one's taken Koulibaly, but I prefer Skriniar in a weird way. I think he's got this kind of thing about him of... I think he's quite underrated. I think Koulibaly had this whole kind of the stature of being in this fantastic Napoli side under Sarri. He was the jewel in that defence. Skriniar, I think, if he goes to any defence in the world right now, and probably the same with Koulibaly, but Skriniar can go to any defence right now and improve it. I can't think of a single defensive line Skriniar doesn't improve.
I agree, I think.
I think he's
I
better than
think
Varane.
I'd take him at Arsenal in a heartbeat.
There's a lot of players who take it Arsenal in a half.
True, any of these players we mentioned.
And Laporte, obviously, or Laporte, he's just perfect in that Man City back line when he's firing. He can move the ball forward so well. He's so good defensively. And it's really shown this season how much they've missed him. Which just has to show how amazing he has been.
Fair.
Right back. Bit left field, this choice. Achraf Hakimi for Borussia Dortmund.
What?
On loan from Real Madrid.
What?
I went for Hakimi. Right. Hakimi is a fantastic player, and honestly, he could play anywhere up that right side. I think he's brilliant. You guys went for Kimmich and Trent, which leaves a few players that are on that level below. I think obviously it goes Trent is just superb, and when Trent's been taken, who do you go for? Hakimi has 9 assists so far this season. He's got 2 goals in the Bundesliga. 9 assists at this point in the season in the Bundesliga. From right back. You can't say that's bad.
Fair.
Or right wing back for Dortmund, but it's crazy. He's got 4 goals in the Champions League. If you've got 4 goals in the Champions League as a defender, you're doing something right.
Especially at his age as well, yeah.
Yeah, he's quite young. Apparently he wanted to stay at Borussia Dortmund for the next season. I think if that deal becomes permanent, I think Borussia Dortmund look like a real force in Europe.
Because is it the end of his 2-year loan deal this summer?
Believe so, yes.
Yes.
And then moving on to maybe just Dortmund again, but perhaps a Bundesliga title in the making for next year.
That's good
if you
business.
look at that team,
That's some good business.
Yeah, and even if he doesn't stay at Dortmund and goes back to Madrid, he'll probably slot
Exactly.
over Carvajal at this stage.
yeah,
I would have
100%. I think he starts at a lot of clubs right now. I don't know. I wouldn't take him at United. I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka is fantastic, but Achraf Hakimi he's great. He offers so much going forward, and I think it was worth a mention at least in one of our exercises.
Fair.
Midfield. As was mentioned earlier, I'm going to start it off with this. How did neither of you pick Kevin De Bruyne?
I don't know.
Kevin De Bruyne.
I don't know.
He is just on a mad one this season. And it's his best season so far. If he doesn't win Premier League Player of the Year, it's devastated.
I think that's a whole different topic of conversation.
It could be, but, right, 25 games so far this season. He's scored 9, assisted 16. We're in February, guys. February, and he's hitting up those numbers.
We finished the recording and I was like, De Bruyne! Like,
How?
Over Pogba, I'd take him any day. I don't know why
Exactly.
Pogba's in my team.
With those stats as well, it means
Tangled.
he's given a goal or assist every game.
That's mad.
Expected goals and
absolutely
assists. It's expected 0.85 a game. So
These expected goal stats are just dodgy, aren't they? Absolutely
how is it dodgy? It means so much. And De Bruyne is just I think he's one of the midfielders of our generation that will go down remembered with the likes of Pirlo, with the likes of Xavi. I do think.
Fair, very fair.
It's a big claim, but possible. Back in that midfield, I also put Casemiro. He's the missing jewel from that. You guys went for the other 2 Real Madrid guys. You picked one each.
Yeah, we had one each, so we thought we'd let you have the
Yeah,
option.
we did that on purpose.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it because I think I've got maybe the best defensive midfielder in world football right now.
No.
I think he's better than Kante right now on current form.
No.
You can't laugh at that, Fletch. Sam,
It's a
tell me
bold
why.
claim.
Tell me why right now on form Casemiro is not better than any other defensive midfielder.
Do you know what? Because I think Casemiro's great, okay? But you put
He is, he's very good.
you take Kante and you take Casemiro,
Yep.
right? And you put them, let's say, in a really poor midfield.
Yep.
Kante will stand out more. Casemiro works
Right.
because he has Modric and Cruz with him more than Kante works because he has Jorginho and whoever else with him.
Kovacic probably. I think
Yes.
Kante does a lot more going forward though. I think Casemiro, as a defensive unit, you can't really beat him. You've got to be very, very good in defence to allow an ageing Modric and an ageing Cruz to do what they're good at. And to have Casemiro in that midfield means a lot. He's massive, he's a unit, he's strong, he's not the quickest, but he can make a sprint when he needs to. And he's decent enough at passing. I think Kante is, of course, very good, kind of defensive midfield, and he's been playing a bit more kind of box to box the past few years. And I think when you put him in that Leicester side, maybe that's the type of player that they needed. If you put a Casemiro in that Leicester side, it doesn't work as well. But
Well, there you go.
So I've got the
is that
player
a
comparison
comparison?
stats
Oh
out here.
God, this is when I get ripped.
This season.
Yep.
Kante, 16 starts to 2 subs. Casemiro 22.
Right.
Obviously,
So he's got fitness on him.
That means Casemiro's played more minutes.
Yep.
Both have 3 goals this season.
As a more defensive player, Casemiro.
Casemiro has 2 assists to Kante's 0.
And a more creative player.
Kante's got 3 yellow cards to Casemiro's 8. No red,
Reckless. Danger. To
no
the score.
red cards for either of them.
Not too reckless.
Fair enough.
Casemiro's won more aerial duels.
Because he's massive.
Oh, I mean,
Has
obviously.
a better passing success rate of 0.02. Has
That's enough for me.
more shots per game, and therefore, according to WhoScored.com, Casemiro is 7.62 rated to Kante's 6.89
Because of who he has next to
for
him.
this season.
I don't know. I
Because
feel
of
like
who he has next to him.
if you do it kind of, if you put the 2 players in their prime, I think right now is probably Casemiro's prime.
So Casemiro's prime is what, this season or last season?
I'd probably say this season.
This season.
He's been very, very good this season.
And
Okay.
Kante's prime was probably
Kante in his prime,
15, 16?
maybe this
I'd say
season
maybe
after.
that first season at Chelsea.
Yeah.
So what are we going?
That was terrifying.
What?
16, 17?
Yeah.
Right, let's
Yeah,
compare
around
it.
then. It's around then.
It's not obviously fair because we're only at February now.
Yeah, and also consider they are different models of player, so
Casemiro also takes it compared to Kante's 16-17 season.
cool.
7.62 for Casemiro, as we just mentioned, and Kante got for the whole season 7.23.
So tell me this: if you took Casemiro out of that side, put
Yep.
him in Chelsea, put Kante in that Madrid side, you're telling me Kante wouldn't have those numbers with Modric, Kroos next to him, people like Ramos and Varane behind him?
I don't know. I feel like Kante would be brilliant in that Real Madrid midfield. He would do so much running for the 2 next to him. He would absolutely do all the pace work. It's not like who's the Uruguayan that plays him? Valverde.
Yeah.
He would do the running work that Valverde does a lot. But I think if you switch it the other way around, if you put Casemiro in that Chelsea side, I think Chelsea get better.
Oh, that's a bold claim.
No, but they do, because you look at that midfield. You got Kovacic, you got Jorginho, you got Mount. Those are all players that want to progress, and I think Casemiro, if you hold him, that allows the attacking output of a Mason Mount, with Mateo Kovacic.
Bold claim.
Right, maybe these claims are absolutely terrible. Let us know.
Yes,
But
please
I'm going to
do.
stand by. I'm going to stand by.
Any Chelsea
right
fans
now,
listening, would you rather have Kante or Casemiro?
Yeah, exactly. Right, this is right now. This is not in their prime. This is the players of this season. But moving on. Anyways, the other midfield man, Frenkie de Jong. So good at progressing the ball.
Fair,
He's just
yeah.
so much fun to watch.
That's
He's one of
fair.
those players like Mbappe, where you watch him and he just goes on these runs and he's just so exciting to watch. I think Barcelona have picked up a real. I mean, how much did they spend on him in the summer? It was a lot of money.
So there's a lot of money.
But it was still a bargain, and that's very rare to say. I think he suits the Barcelona way very well, especially with Kike Setien, coming in. It's going to be a difficult one. I think Setien plays a very defensive, more style of football, but De Jong will be able to progress. He's got that Barcelona way about him.
According to
to watch.
Wikipedia, it was 75 million euros.
Imagine a €75 million signing still being considered a bargain. Because I think he could be in years to come.
Oh, I
don't
think
know.
with the
His
value
age.
of transfers and the prices it's going up
Yeah,
at.
100%. Front 3.
Yes, interesting.
I went for Raheem Sterling on
Fair.
one of the wings. I think Raheem is, again, having a great season. But I was also looking at his stats, and I found something quite interesting on why maybe Man City aren't doing so well this year. And I think it could be due to Sterling's output. He's got a very good goal output again. So this year, 11 goals and 5 more in the Champions League. Last year in the league, it was 17 goals, the year before 18. But if you look at the assists, he's got 2 assists in the league so far this year, isn't it? Last year he had 10, year before he had 11. And I think Raheem Sterling, with a drop in assists, could be the reason that Man City side maybe isn't making it in those crucial games. Because if you give him, say, 5 more assists at this point, it gives him still time till the end of the season. Those 5 more goals could mean a lot to Man City. Wouldn't mean challenging Liverpool.
Yeah.
But it still means a lot.
Mm.
The other wing, This one I debated, and I hate to say it again. It's just between the two Liverpool wingers, isn't it? It's do you go for Mane, or do you go for Salah? Mixed them up together. And I went for Salah.
I think this season I would go for Mane. If it's just this season alone.
I would also go for Mane.
You would also go for Mane. You say that. Why?
This season alone, I think if we're going historically, I think obviously what Salah did in the Premier League with Liverpool, obviously not with Chelsea, has been.
I mean, he had 32 goals in that massive campaign, and 22
that
last season.
That was ridiculous. His first season, but
this year, how many goals do you reckon he's got compared to Mane?
there's probably not a lot in it. I think everyone says Mane's had a better season, but I think there's probably 3 or 4 goals in it.
Salah's probably got more, hasn't he?
Salah has 14. I think Mane has 11 or 12.
Yeah.
At current time.
But have you watched Salah play? He is a greedy, greedy player.
And that's what you need sometimes. I think with the players that I've got behind him, you got De Bruyne, you got De Jong, you got Casemiro's assists. You need that selfish player sometimes in Mo Salah to put a finishing touch.
Fair.
I think he's just one of those players where I don't know if he'll be remembered in the way that he should be. I feel like the last season or so, where everyone's kind of gone, oh, maybe it's Mane that's a spark, maybe Mane deserves the Ballon d'Or. I think it's kind of knocked Salah back a peg.
I think he might win the Ballon d'Or this year.
What, Salah?
Mane
To win the Ballon d'Or.
I think if he
Haaland for the Ballon d'Or.
Haaland for Ballon d'Or.
He'll win Golden Boy.
Yeah,
he won't win Ballon d'Or.
I don't know. Oh, who could win Ballon d'Or this season? I think it's got to be Messi again.
If Barcelona, Real Madrid top of the league though.
True.
Well, they weren't when I lost.
Yeah, Barcelona are second at the minute. I think just quality of player, like Messi is just the best right now.
Yeah.
So I agree. If you're doing Ballon d'Or on that, I think Messi wins it. If you're doing it on campaign, if Liverpool go unbeaten, if Liverpool go far in the Champions League,
they are not going unbeaten. I'm saying this now.
They've still got to play Burnley, so they're not getting unbeaten.
Well,
anyway, who's your striker?
Striker. You had Griezmann. You had Lower.
Yeah.
I went for Haaland. I think you have to have Haaland
How
right
is
now.
Suarez
In your World Dream 11?
Because Suarez isn't as good as Erling Haaland right now. Erling Haaland scored 39 goals this season.
It's insane. It's actually
the 20th of February.
Look at the league he's played in before he's gone.
So what?
He's got
Put Suarez in that league.
He's got about 6.
See how many goals he's
nothing.
scored.
He's got 6 hat tricks, hasn't he? This season?
6 hat-tricks.
6 hat-tricks.
Yeah, his
6 hat-tricks.
Champions League goals for his age are incredible, but I just think, look at the league he played in for half of this season.
Well, I don't know. I still think... I don't know. But then again, you put him in that Bundesliga setup. He scored 5 for Dortmund so far. He won Player of the Month for playing, I think, 59 minutes.
Yeah, he got 5 goals in 59 minutes.
Yeah. And that was enough for everyone to go, do you know what? Maybe he has been the best player this month. So... And then you look at Champions League, 8 goals I think it is at the minute.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Expected goals per 90.
His goal the other night, the second goal.
Yes. Him, when it just hits the back of the net. If you've not seen it, go down to the Dortmund PSG highlights.
Still have not seen it.
Have you not seen it?
Second goal.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's crazy good. It's the way the ball kind of comes in from the right side. I think it's Gio Reyna that passes it to him.
Yeah.
Go on, Flex, get it up and we can have a
I'm
live
going to get it up
reaction.
for you. I'm going to get it up for you.
In the meantime, I'll just kind of explain it. I think
Carry on,
Haaland
James.
kind of gets the ball and he shoots. I think it's just outside the box and the ball flies into the top corner. It's one of those where the whole stadium goes silent and you can hear the net and kind of the bar ripple a little bit. And when you can hear that sound, it's so good. We're just going to watch it now.
I'm going to try and get it up for Sam.
Try and get it up. It's just so good. I think it's crazy how good he's been. And to put him against PSG, and he always is this good, and you can rely on him for a goal. It's one of those rare instances where I think any other player up front for Dortmund, you'd go, PSG would walk over Dortmund right now.
Did anyone take Mbappe in their squads?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fletch did.
Did you play him up? No, you didn't play him
I
up.
played him on the
Fletch put
right.
him on the right.
Okay.
But yeah, I think Haaland, we're just watching the goal now. We've just got it up.
Right,
Yeah.
there you go.
I think Haaland in this PSG side, or in this Dortmund side, sorry, is an easy win over PSG.
Good stride forward.
It's
Haaland.
outside the box.
Wow.
If we had the sound on,
Innit?
Wow.
that makes that goal 10 times better.
Right, let's
Yeah,
try.
I mean,
I don't
So
want to
good.
be sad because of
No,
copyright
obviously.
or
Yeah,
something
but
coming
no,
into it. Thank you, BT Sport.
But it is perfect.
but
BT
no,
Sport,
that's-
if you want to collab,
that's
hit us up.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then this is where the expected goals per 90 metric kind of fails a little bit. But if you look
There
at
you
him in
go.
the Bundesliga, 1.28 goals per 90 right now. And yes, maybe that's where I kind of stop using expected goals, but he's crazy good for his age.
I think it's a solid team.
I think it is.
I think it's a solid team.
I'll do a run through quickly. In goal, Ederson. Backline, Robertson, Skriniar, Laporte, and Hakimi. Midfield, Casemiro, De Jong, De Bruyne. Front three, Sterling, Haaland, and Salah. I've definitely butchered some pronunciations, and I apologise for our viewers.
I think we all have to stand by our teams. I think we've got to let the
I'm
listeners
definitely
decide.
standing by my team.
We've got to let the listeners decide who they think the team is best. We'll put a poll out. We'll do something, and if we get any responses at all, we'll come back next week. We'll let you know who's
Just
on
a
the poll.
reminder: only one of them has Kevin De Bruyne in it. That is mine.